Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Engineers here on Gottnix Gaming. We are in part 3 now of our noob guide for the Xbox One. So noob guide, Space Engineers, part 3. We have gone and completed our little platform here. We got our wind turbine going, giving us some power. We got the basic assembler down. Now it is time for us to get the basic refinery attached to this guy here so that we can start relying more on our platform here than we are on our ship. Right now we have to rely heavily on our ship, so that does not help us very well. While we had the overnight and it was dark out, I kind of went around and did some searching around, so you can see 2 signals over there. I set GPS markers for gold and silver. There's plenty of gold and silver over in that area. And then over this way there's magnesium, there's silicone, and then down this way we found a couple of them. So there's nickel, cobalt, and iron. All of these resources we're going to need. Cobalt sooner than later, and then definitely nickel and iron are going to be super important as we're going as well. Collecting rocks does give us the nickel and the iron that we kind of need in a way, and silicone, but cobalt does not come out of that, so we have to go kind of mine for cobalt on its own. That will come up sooner, but not too soon. In this episode, I think what we want to do is we're going to get that basic refinery going and then maybe start working on the O2H2 generator and see what we can come up with. So I went and did a whole bunch of grinding as well. Like I said, this game can get grindy. We are still relying on our ship because we have the survival kit here to keep our stats alive. It is survival after all, right? So we're trying to survive. We should have plenty of ice in there. This looks like it's getting a little bit on the low side. I was going to start using the basic assembler, but I don't think I want to do that just yet. I have a bunch of stuff on me though, so we should be in good shape to get things going at least for what we need to do. But yeah, we're going to probably still drop stuff in here and continue to produce out of here for the time being until we get that refinery going and we can break down the stone that we do collect. I may want to find a new spot to mine though. This is starting to get a little wonky here, but I do have a ton of stone down there that I've kind of grinded out, so we'll at least pick that up. And then eventually we're going to build a mining rig here to kind of just drill down and get us a ton of stone so that we can get to the next level of things that we're going to do, which will come in a later episode. Alright, so we are ready to go to place down this basic refinery. When we were placing the basic assembler, I was explaining how there's only one input-output to this thing. There's nothing else on any of the other sides. There's only one way in and out of this basic assembler, so it's right here in the front. We're going to drop down a basic refinery, which is going to have 2 ways, one in the back and one in the front. We're going to have to make sure that we plop that down properly so that, you know, it faces the right way and it can connect everything that we need to. So pushing down your left stick button, you're going to go down into here. There's the basic refinery. There's also the regular refinery. We cannot craft that yet. We haven't opened up the skill tree for it for that. So we're going to go ahead and grab this guy here. We're going to have to try to place it. We're going to turn it. Nope. Don't want to turn it like that. There we go. I want to turn it like that. So you can see how, like I said, that has the front there. If I were to turn this around, you'd see it right there as well. It doesn't really matter which way you put this. I mean, it's going to be an aesthetics thing for you. Like if you want to see this side of it, or if you want to see that side of it. I kind of like this to be in the front better. I think it's a cleaner look, but that's just me. So we'll drop that down. We'll press that L stick down again, left stick down again, and then RB to get our hands back, and then we get our welder, and we can see right here what we need to drop into this guy. We're going to need 100 steel plates, which we don't have enough of, but we have everything else. So it's going to be steel plates that we're going to need to get. Iron is one of those things you may want to consider like finding and drilling right away, going and getting right away. It's always going to be your toughest resource. It's always going to be your most used resource, right? So we don't even have enough iron here to do that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grind a little bit. I'm going to queue up some more steel plates here when we are ready. I'm going to grind for some more stone, and I will bring it back to you guys when I have enough iron to kind of get things rolling for those steel plates. Alright, so we've been grinding a little bit here, trying to get some stuff. I wanted to point something out here. Once you get your basic assembler up, one of the an important thing to look at and consider when you're starting off here, as soon as you possibly can, go into your basic assembler. If you go into production, at the top left, you see the search bar is highlighted right now. You go right above that. You have your blueprints, which show you the components that you can make and assemble. Right next to it is a little tool icon. If you click on that tool icon, you scroll over there, you know, tap over with the D-pad once, hit the A button, and then you get the tools that you can assemble. The Basic Assembler give you an enhanced hand drill, something to consider manufacturing early on, as early on as possible. The drill is one of the things you're going to be using the most until you really get going. The grinder helps and the welder helps make things go faster, but the drill will really help you significantly when you're doing stuff. So you definitely want to get that rolling. However, what you do want to make sure is that you have this set to assembling and not disassembling. So let's go ahead and try that again. Actually, what we're going to do is make sure we take this out of the disassembling, change that to assembling, and then come down and make our enhanced drill. We can produce this. We have enough stuff for it, and you'll see that cooking up right there on our basic assembler. Going back over to your inventory, push on over to there, grab that enhanced drill, bring that over, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put this drill in there. We'll disassemble it. Now we have the enhanced drill. It'll instantly go into your toolbar there, and you'll have it here. You can see now, look, nice enhanced drill. Alright, after a tremendous amount of grinding, we should have enough here to get this operational. You have to get it over that line, if you remember me saying that. I have about 29. Yep, that'll do it right there. So there we go. We'll get this going on up. And there we go. Basic Refinery is all set up. Want to start laying out some more blocks here on this side for this. And then what we're going to do is get... our production is going to be a lot faster now. So this is kind of a pivotal point in the game. You can start relying on the Basic Refinery to do stuff for you. It'll make ingots a lot faster. You'll be able to produce some more stuff here as well. And it'll produce it faster for you when you're building these components and putting your stuff in here. So, all right, so we have that guy going, and then we're going to go on over to the iron deposit, show you how to drill that out and bring it back over, and we'll show you how quickly that works in the new refinery. You'll be able to take the iron, put it straight in there, and it'll make ingots for you. Alright, so I'm back in here. You can see that I have nickel right close by, I have iron right here, I have cobalt just a few meters away that way as well. But the iron's kind of right underneath me, right about here, I would say. For this here, what you want to do, I've showed this before, crouch down, hold down the LT button for this so you're not gathering any resources. Don't need really any ice right now. This is mostly just to get the iron. I'll grab ice when I need it. I want to make sure you get down far enough to see the iron. You'll be able to see it right away. There it is, actually. You can see the different color there from the ice. Once you get down to here, then you can switch over to your right stick. Your right trigger key there, the RT, and start working on that guy there. Alright, so I am back again on my person here. My character, you can see I have a 1.88 kilograms there of iron ore. We're going to throw it right into this refinery here. And you're going to see how quickly that converts that raw ore into ingots for us, which is going to be huge when it comes down to production. As far as production goes, you'll be able to produce any of the things in our list here. There's a few more items on here that the survival kit can't build, and then we have like the a few more pieces, so they'll be able to add on to what you are able to actually craft or assemble. What we're going to do is going to queue up a bunch of steel plates here. Not quite 100. We'll do maybe about 50 or so. Always want to have steel plates on you. Always want to have like interior plates on you, especially when you're starting to build stuff. What I'm thinking we're going to do next is we're going to build possibly a cargo container to start holding stuff for us, and a small one. We're gonna probably do like a medium one. So what we're talking about here is, where are the cargo containers? They're right there. So it's like a small cargo container. If you cycle over with the A button on here, you have the large cargo container, and then you have the medium cargo container. The large one is super hard to make right now. You need 24 metal grids. We have to go get cobalt for that. Not something I really want to kind of work on at this point. A large container would last you a lot longer, of course, for reasons. The small container is not going to hold much, though it's super easy to make. You still need 4 metal grids for that. But the medium cargo container, you don't need metal grids for. and you should be able to build it with all of the stuff that you have currently. And it shouldn't be too tough to do. There's only a few motors, a few computers, fewer interior plates. Again, not really hard to do. So we're going to go ahead and place that one. RB to get that rolling. And here goes our 1x1 cargo container. We're going to place that. We're going to rotate that so it's facing the right way. I'm going to... I mean, this has an opening on all sides. I don't know if I want to plop it down in front of the Basic Refinery. If I want to leave it open, we can. It doesn't make a difference. We might as well at this point, so we can just kind of stuff everything in there. So that might be the best place for it. It needs interior plates, though. So let's go ahead and grab those out of our refinery, if we could jump up there. Now, when you're here and you're looking at your Basic Refinery, you won't be able to see the basic assembler, but because they're attached, you can. If you click down on the right stick, you should be able to see your inventory in there. And then you'll be able to grab the stuff out of your basic assembler. So this did not produce because reasons. Oh, I did it again with the disassembling. We need to take those out of there and move this back over to assembling. If you do that, and it's easy to make that mistake. Obviously, see, I did it right there. It's not going to produce anything. It's looking to disassemble those pieces. And we definitely don't want to disable those. Disassemble those. We want to be able to build those. So let's get that rolling there. Like I said, we want a few of those. I need some interior plates to get my cargo container rolling. What I'm going to do in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to kind of crank up, I'm just going to go grab some more stone to throw in here in the meantime. I'm going to grab those interior plates. We're going to grab those steel plates. Can I grab those steel plates? There we go. And now we're going to build our... We're going to build our platform out a little bit more too here. So I want to bring this out just a little bit more so it's not so cramped when we lay down this cargo container right here. We're going to keep it as open as possible. This way we have like all sides to kind of work with realistically. And let's go grab that. Now, see, this is where it gets a little tricky here. When you're doing this, you want to be able to build this container, but what happens is you kind of get stuck in a weird mode. So you have to kind of go back in and reselect it again out of your blueprints, and then you'll be able to scroll back through to get your 1x1x1 container, and you'll be able to plop it into place there. Here we go. L stick down, click down, RB, get your hands back, right D-pad over to get your welder. Now we need a whole bunch of stuff to go in here. We need some steel tubes. We're going to need some motors. We have some of that. We have, I think, some construction components and computers. I think we're going to have to craft the steel tubes, though. So let's go take a look and see what we have in our ship. Alright, so I do have some construction components. We do have some motors. I even have some steel plates there, too. Look at that. We'll take the interior plates, the computers. We don't need the girders for this, but we'll grab all that and bring it on over, and we're going to put that right into our cargo container right here. And we're definitely going to craft up some steel tubes. So let's do that through here, actually. Should be a little bit faster. We're going to need a... I forget how many we needed. I should have looked at that a little closer. We need only 20. Okay. So we need 20, and it looks like they're going to be crafting up. Awesome. Look at that. We got the 20 that we needed. Perfect. Don't have to wait for any more. That should do us for this. I don't really think you need... Well, let's do the construction components while we're here before we do any of that. Only need a few more of those. So we might as well. I don't think the display will make a difference when you're trying to get this operational. I don't think that'll make a difference. Shouldn't affect getting this operational. But we'll find out soon enough. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth, folks. Oh, it is going to make us use that display. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Alright, so we got our display. Let's go on over to our medium container. And done. Now we can go through here. Any side of this we can go through. We can get access to all of our pieces. Our basic refinery, our basic assembler. All because everything is connected. Alright, well, since we got that container complete, what I think we can do We're not going to do conveyors in this one. We will work on conveyors maybe in the next episode, but maybe we should try and start getting at least that H2 generator down. O2 H2 generator down. So let's see if we can't pull that up here in our menu. Nope. Alright, so there's our H2 O2 generator. 120 steel plates. Yeah, you always need a lot of steel plates. Like I said, it's going to be one of those things. So grind away for that iron. It's going to help a lot. So let's go ahead and see if we can at least place that down. Nope. That's not what we want to do. We want to do that. And RB. And we can place that down. Okay. I don't know if I really want to put it that way. I think what I'm going to do this is I'm going to put it to this side over here. I'm going to stand it up right next to this guy on this side. Don't want to connect them up, so to speak. I want to keep them separate. And because we're gonna put a medical bay on here at a later date. We're gonna want to connect to it too, so we'll definitely want to make sure that we can do it. Can do that. Make sure I get the right orientation here. I think I'm gonna face it this way. I think I like that the best. Hopefully that works out. If not, we can always grind it down and rebuild it. You know, that's what it comes down to. Nice thing about this is that you can definitely go and correct your work later on. So we need a buttload of steel plates, and everything else is kind of not much. So yeah, it's going to be all steel plates. We have everything else on us already. Let's go ahead and start grinding away for those steel plates. Told you we're going to need a bunch. We have some iron, so it's definitely going to get us some going here. But we're going to want to go grab ourselves some more. It's getting into nighttime here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly on over to the iron mine that we have now. We'll go grab some iron. And in the meantime, I'm going to put a break in this one here to kind of see what we need to do to get that O2 H2 generator going. Super simple. We're going to have to put some ice in it. At some point, we'll grab it from the ship. It'll make us more kind of less reliant on the pod at this point, which will be awesome. We don't want to have to rely on that pod for too much longer. I mean, it's there. It's okay. But we want to get the base rolling, right? So that's kind of the idea behind it. So we're going to get this to a good spot for us to make sure we're able to do all the things we need to do from our platform. And that's when you really can start to get rolling with this once all of that stuff is done. So we have a good amount of iron here. We'll throw that not into the small container, but it'll move over to... You can't throw it in the small container, and it'll move on over to the Basic Refinery and then into the Basic Assembler to give us the steel plates that we need, right? So that's all completed there. We'll go on down. We'll grab our steel plates. And we're going to throw them into the O2 H2 generator. Should have enough here to get this rolling. And boom, there it is. Done. Now we can throw our ice in. Then we picked up a little bit of it here. Throw that in there. Now you can take your hydrogen bottle, throw it in there, and it will refill it. Awesome. And that's it, folks. That's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and checking this out with me. I am going to drop all of my stuff into the small cargo container so I can go grinding for some materials off camera and bring it back to the end of the next one where we'll start working on conveyors and getting a little bit of a mining rig going here to drill down and get us a ton of stone so we can really start producing the materials we need in order to really start building this base out, get these light armor blocks filled in and get them completed and really start getting this thing to look like a real base, you know, a legit base. But anyway, thank you for stopping by and checking this out. Leave a like for the video. It always helps the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and if you want to see more of these videos, I am doing this noob guide for the Xbox, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.